Alright, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Hi everyone, today let's make a quick improvised stream. I just received some homebrew games, and I thought let's try to make a quick improvised unboxing video. I think I know what this is. I see the name of the distributor, the producer, Brock Studios. It's a French studio that releases homebrews for the NES and the Mega Drive, the Sega Genesis. So, alright, let's do this quick improvised unboxing, and then we'll look at some homebrew games. I think that will be nice. And we're listening to some music from Streets of Rage, Bare Knuckle. Right, I think I need to... Let's just do this like this. Alright. Maybe another time I'll do a better setup, but this will do for now. Hey man. Hi. So I'm doing just a quick improvised unboxing, and alright, let's go. I didn't open this before. I just came back from work and grabbed this on my way. Here we go. So that's from Brock Studio. Focus right now. Oh, too bad. Well, let's look at what they have put inside here. A little coaster for your drinking needs. Right. What do we have here? A little leaflet with that shows their recent release. Something pretty nice the Brock Studio does that the other publishers don't do is if you have made a homebrew, if you have made an indie game and you want to make some physical copies, they can help you out. That's the whole thing about making custom. Yeah. You can see this on their website, but about making custom cards, etc. So many games. Yeah, we're not gonna look at everything, but yeah, they published a lot of great stuff. I'm gonna just turn down slightly the... Alright, like this. They published a few that I really recommend for Flea and Tapeworm. Pretty fun. If you like Super Meat Boy, it's the same kind of game for the NES or Dreamcast. Alright. New game, Super Tilt Bro. Yeah, I haven't tried this one. And the games. Yeah, it's well protected, at least for once. Sometimes I receive games barely any protection at all. I need to do a setup like this, but with 2 cameras. That would be nice. Something from above and just thinking out loud. Alright. What do we have here? So that's the 2 games I just got from Brock Studio. 2 NES games. I'm gonna try to make something with just to show the games quickly. So one of the games. So let's start with this one. That's a fun platformer done with a lot of love for the old school retro gaming. It's French. The title Basse Def, low graphics. Basse Def Adventures. All right, so let's see what's inside this one. Alright. So what do we have in there? A little manual, instructions manual in color, like the good old days. The characters. There's not really a story here, but you can already see some stage over here. Nice. Some enemies. The French team that developed the game, Omake Games and Broke Studio. Alright. The card comes like this. It's not official licensed by Nintendo, but it looks really close. The card looks especially nice. So that's Basse Def. I'm gonna show some of the game quickly if I can. Let's see. And let's try to show some of the game quickly. Can I do that like this? Yeah, nice. So that's an ad that they made for the game. It's kind of cross between Super Mario Bros. And say Zelda 2, something an action RPG. Alright. Enough. Let's go back here and let's have a look at Pelusa Saga Kaji's Trials. This one looks really nice in the previews. This one, so I'm already explaining the game. So this one is like a Zelda 1 clone. A classic action RPG. Well, it's a Zelda clone. Alright. Lovely art. Nice. I'm trying to not destroy everything if I can. What do we have here? Like the other release, you have the nice card, same quality. I love this artwork. And over here you have the manual, the instructions manual as well. No, this one is a RPG, so it has a lot of story. And it's a Zelda clone. Let's have a look quickly. And here we go. So this is a classic Zelda style game. I really love the previews, the screenshots. So yeah, really nice. Alright, I guess that's enough. So that's that. Some recent release. I'm usually more into Sega Mega Drive, Genesis, homebrew, but sometimes I like to get some of the NES games that come out. I just love seeing these new modern games being released on the classic consoles. Some Dreamcast as well. I guess the NES, Mega Drive, and the Dreamcast are. I look forward the homebrew titles. All right, so that's it. I knew it would be pretty quickly and short, only 10 minutes so far. So I thought, hey, let's have a look at some other interesting homebrew titles. So first, I wanna just show some. I'm gonna put some music before. Alright. First, I wanted to just show something. So this is a pretty interesting story. Zero tolerance. So that's I think it's a bit obscure nowadays, a bit underrated. But I wanted to talk about this one. I was about to make a quick video like I made for a few games on my YouTube channel. I wanted to make a quick video showing some gameplay and the card. But since I've been making these streams lately, let's just show the game over here. So Zero Tolerance is pretty interesting. It's one of the earliest FPS on the console. This one is from 1994 on the Mega Drive. Around the time they made a port for Duke Nukem and what was the other one? Wolfenstein. So that's it's from 1994. It was well received. The game, people liked the game. It didn't sell a lot, but it was pretty popular and had nice reviews. I can show the game quickly. Let's go back to another video quickly. This time I'm a bit organized. Yeah, let's move forward. So it's a kind of game where you can choose your character, what to use as each character has different tactics or weapons. Since it's one of the earliest titles, it doesn't use the full screen. It only uses a bit of the screen. But the little you see of the game looks pretty nice. And yeah, it's only half of the screen, but it looks nice. You have to explore, use stealth, use weapons. So it was pretty popular. It gets pretty difficult, but it's a really interesting game. The only other example as old as this one was the FPS segments of Jurassic Park on the SNES. So alright, so you get the idea. So it was a god damn it, little Easter egg from Jury. Alright, what was I saying? So the game was pretty popular, but didn't sell a lot. So they started developing a sequel, but it wasn't never released. So here we are, several years later, and Strictly Limited decided to bring back Zero Tolerance, and they made this little Zero Tolerance collection that is pretty interesting. So it brings the game back, the original game. Now it's renamed Zero Tolerance Origins, and they brought back the sequel that was never released, and so it's called Zero Tolerance Underground, and a prototype for another sequel that wasn't released, Zero Tolerance Beyond Zero Tolerance. So it's a collection of one game that was released and two unreleased sequels. It's pretty interesting, but it doesn't stop here. they actually made some Mega Drive cards. So now you can play the unreleased sequels on the Mega Drive. I was expecting a pun and I got it. Alright, so just I find it kind of interesting, and you don't see this every day, but well received game that never got sequels now has the sequels released on an actual card that plays on the Mega Drive. Yeah, we're living interesting times nowadays. So yeah, it was just a single game, now it's a whole collection. And I said zero tolerance about 100 times, I think. One last thing I wanted to have a look into, since this didn't last long. Let's have a look at one last thing, another homebrew story that I find pretty interesting. So first up, some music while I continue. So there was this game called Gym Power on the SNES that was pretty popular. Kind of like Zero Tolerance. It didn't sell that much, so that explains the scrapped games I'm gonna show. So Gym Power was a nice game that got decent reviews. It was ported for a few systems. And if I don't say, if I'm not mistaken, I think at the NES and PC. Alright, I thought it was on the Atari Jaguar or something. Alright, so Gym Power was a pretty interesting action platformer. Mega Drive port was supposed to be released, but never came out. And so the unreleased sequel was leaked on the internet a few years ago. So people have been playing the Mega Drive port, but I'm not talking about the unreleased port. I want to talk about the released port. So here comes Piko Interactive, another studio publisher that makes homebrew titles. Piko Interactive bought the prototype and finished the game and released it in 2016, I think. The game was retitled Gym Power the Arcade Game. So the game was unfinished. It didn't add any music. So they added the soundtrack, finished the controls, the stage. So you got the Gym Power Arcade Game. And in 2021 came Strictly Limited once more. And they bought the prototype and finished the game and released for the Mega Drive. But they kept the original SNES title, Gym Power The Lost Dimension. So now we have two versions of the same game, finished by two different teams. Different musics, different moods, different styles. It's kind of interesting. We went from an unreleased game to two versions of the same game. It's pretty fun. The arcade game, the older arcade game, is a bit moodier, darker, and the finished Strictly Limited version is a bit more light, with more colors, and the music is a bit more upbeat. We have two versions of the same game. It's even worse than the Pokemon versions. I mean, imagine there was a port for the Game Gear of Pokemon, right? And they finished the game and put different music. We can have a look. I find it pretty interesting for the Gym Power. Let's have a quick look if I can turn on this video. So that's the older 2016 version of the game, Gym Power the Arcade Game. Just gonna compare with the first stage. So the colors, the reds are darker, the blues are darker. The music is a bit sci-fi-ish. the main team. Alright. And now we have the strictly limited version of the game. Which is a bit more upbeat. And it moves pretty quickly. I don't know how they made it, but they were able to turn the speed of the game a bit. The main team. It's alright, two versions of the same game. Pretty weird story, but here we are. An unreleased game, finally released 30 years later, and we have two versions of the game. Alright, so that's it. I thought it was interesting to have a look at stuff like this. And here we are back. Alright, maybe I need to use a second camera or something. Alright, so that's the story for Gym Power, the Zero Tolerance, and we unboxed some interesting games today. Alright, so yeah, just a quick video for today, and that's it, I guess. Thanks for checking by. And even the silent viewers, thanks for checking by, and alright, see you next time. Next time will be tomorrow, actually. I'll repeat myself, but tomorrow, FNAF. Hey, Hammer. See you next time. Bye.